Everyone. And yes, as you can see today, we're going to make stuff for Christmas. Oh, Cook, good to see you. Yep. If you take a look at the title, yes, I'm going to mess with PADORU today, but since I have messed it with Gagura, and so far no one else is able to sing it, I have decided to say something like, alright, fine, I'm just going to do it like just just instruments. Just instruments, no lyrics whatsoever. But yeah, good enough, I hope. So a while ago, I was like, yeah, I decided to like cook a little bit. And yes, this time we are doing it in 180 BPM. So far, this is the whole thing we have. Does not sound good at the moment. We only have a drum beat. It feels like it's a little bit too slow though. You know what? Let me crank it up to a, 200. Ah! Alright, alright, sounds good. Now, back at the previous version, because I didn't cook that much, so still I did not know what scale we were in. But yeah, yeah, sounds nice. Yep, I think it as well. But let's see. All right, I got it. Okay, so it seems like we need a D sharp. Okay, okay, yeah, we can stick with that. Yeah. Um, in this case, you can judge me all you want because in this case, I'm just going to use scale highlighting in this case. Just speed up the process. If it's there, it's there. All right. Do you hear that? Oh Lord. All right. So right now I'm just going to focus on the baseline or chord progression, and then we can just move on. Like imagine like if like back in 2021 I made this. So I was like thinking, all right, if we have this one, imagine that the thing that we're making it now is way lot aggressive than this one. Like as you just heard it from the intro of the stream. So yeah, let's take a look at that. All right, if I still remember correctly, this should be the correct chord progression. It's getting there, it's getting there. It takes time. Let's go. And then based on Jingle Bells or PADORU, it uses the idea of repetition. So in this case, it's like ABAC, sort of, but to some extent, it's like ABAB prime, if you know what I mean. But yeah. So it's the same thing over here. And then, yep. For now, I'm just going to like copy this thing, but I know I'm going to change some of the notes in order to let it make sense. Also, I'm going to crank up my quantization unit. And it seems like that should be good. All right, let's go. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay. There we go. Now we just need to change some of the notes length in this case. Pull in some yellow notes. Oh, got it wrong. Okay, it feels like. Alright, now it feels like I should have do that. There we go. There we go. A little bit of sprinkle notes, as I would call it. Yeah, 2-5-1. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, that's a 2-5-1 progression. Probably, so in this case, that will be a bridge. Does not exactly work that well. sounds good. So right here, as you can see, I only have 3 patterns only, and how long we're in? 17 minutes. Alright, you know what? Let me hit save. We don't want to lose any progress so far. So, let's name this thing PADORU 2024. Yeah, sounds good. Next, let's see. Yeah, probably around there. Let me go to, by the way, we will also be launching this today, ideally onto YouTube. No, we'll see. Um, hmm. It's in remix. And then folder. Create a new project folder in there. Yeah, from the looks of it, looks about right. Alright, hit save. There we go, so now it's there. Alright, we can treat that as a checkpoint. Alright, moving on to the next instrument. Now, me personally, my favorite is one of the simplest thing we can ever have. Like, first thing first, we just load up Vital. Then there we go. So my personal favorite happens when you have multiple of the oscillators in Sawtooth. Doesn't sound exactly that good. I thought we were in D sharp. So basically now we just have to like make the more aggressive bass, because now we only have the sub bass. So the way I would do it is this one goes up an octave, this one goes down an octave, and then we'll just crank up the voices. Oops. And then we'll just low pass it, all of them. Now the game changer is distortion. So yeah, we have that now. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. Let me add another one. Or one way we can deal with it is we'll just clone this one. We bring this one down over here, and then we just change the instrument. And then we just bring it down an octave. Do the same thing over here, because I was doing that in order to hear to the correct notes. make it simpler though. Yeah, I can let that be. Okay, so the first two bars will be the simpler one, then the second part will be the slightly complex one. Okay. Good, so we have that. Wait. Wait, let me... There we go. Okay, sounds good. And then we'll just go with it needs a tiny bit of distortion. That's way too much. Alright, and then bring back the thing. So, oh, okay. I thought I put distortion on that. have a little bit of tiny distortion on that thing. No. There we go. Yeah, that will do. There we go. I'm trying to like remake in Rise style but happy stuff. Let's see. Uh, Another thing. Let's just add another vital. Like at this point, we have way too many vital synthesizers. Um, this one, this one. Yeah, for now that will sound right. We'll see. So in this case, let's just bring this thing. Let's clone. Bring it over here. Cut all of them. Put them here. And then we will duplicate the octave. Yeah, from the looks of it, yep, it's an octave. All right, good. Now we just need to fill in the blanks, I would say. But because we have used the color yellow, so in this case, let's use the color blue instead. All right. Oops. There we go. And then just, there we go. There we go. Whoa. All right. And then the same thing. There we go. Right there. There we go. Like at this point, you can see me, I'm just like blindingly just fill in the gaps. Like get the third, get the fifth, and then it should be good. Alright, let's give it a quick listen. It will not exactly sound nice, but we're getting closer. Terrible. That explains it. I remember I have put distortion at somewhere else, and I put it at master. That should not happen. There we go. Alright, that does not exactly sound exactly that good, but yeah. For this one, I'm going to call this chord saw step 0. Alright, for every step you see, it's something like an evolution of some sort. So I'm gonna rename this to step 1. Now bring it over here. First thing first, volume. Now we just have to chop them up with the correct rhythms. But before that, I would say let's do some transposing just to make sure that the chords are close enough. Yeah, that will do. That's good. Okay. Oh, Lord. There we go. Okay. Mm. Hmm. Looks good. Okay. And then definitely bringing that one down. What if I... Okay. Ooh, that one's... I'll give it a listen. Okay. Sounds about right. Then we can follow the patterns. And then go... The first two are slightly simpler. Oh, there we go. And then the second part will be a little bit complicated, but manageable, hopefully. There we go. And then whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. And then that will be the last one. this will come over here, and then so we will have yep, similar stuff over here. But at this point you can see the pattern becomes a little bit complicated. Okay, so we have that. And then finally we have this like, yeah, that will do. All right, there we go. There we go. So that's the chopped up version. It feels. Wait. It feels like we can be a little bit playful. All right, okay, let me clone another one, and then I'm going to rename this thing as step 2. Now, as we go, I was like thinking, what if we just add a little tiny tone, little tiny note over here in between this little gap. So, um, hmm. And then let's see what happens. Alright, we can let that jump a little bit. So, also, I'm thinking adjusting the ADSR of this thing. So, it might be something like this. Okay, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Okay. But it feels like we don't need this anymore, so... And it feels like all the short notes can go back to normal because now we have ADSR differentiation. Wait, technically if that is the case, then this means all of these notes can become something like this. Oh, no. There we go. Okay, wait. There we go. Okay, it feels like we need two types of this saw pad thingy. So for now, sustain is going to be full blast. So this means that all of these will go back to normal length. And so this one, there we go. And then this part over here. I want to have fun with this part, so what I can do is if I just simply go whoop, whoop, and then I go this. At this point, I can just do this one over here, and then just, if I were to just simply duplicate that, no, that will not exactly work. Alright, F4, F, and then A sharp, a D5, and then A sharp. Too fast. Nah. However, I believe the chord should be good, so let me pull this thing over here and then just, there we go. So instead, we will have this one. So if we were to go up an octave, okay, this one will go here. All right, there we go. Might not exactly a good idea, but well, I tried. That did not sound good. However, let me pull this thing back over here. And then let me, there we go. Hmm. 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 Maybe no. Uh, there we go. Well, at least we try, and then we know that somehow did not exactly work out. So let's just go back to this. Also, and then nah. All right. Now let's see how does it sound with the others. Um, Back at this thing. So, all right. So far, it sounds pretty good, I guess. All right. Next thing. It's the melody. However, in this case, we have to use. Shall we use Patcha? Yeah, probably. Hmm. Also, one thing, I will have to like challenge myself in order to do this before Christmas, though. And then from the looks of it, I only have. Alright, it's now 8:30 for me. I only have less than 3 hours. Boy. So first thing first, it's definitely flex. And then, yeah, I'll definitely go with microorganism. Um, there we go, micro. So I'm gonna go with favorites, and there we have it. And then another thing is definitely vital again. But I wonder instead, with many sawtooth, how about we just have one sawtooth and then we only have that, and then we'll just put distortion on it. What would it be like? Um, hmm. Okay. Hmm. I'm thinking about transpose going down an octave. Alright, sounds about right. Okay, still, we still need another one in order to make it like the main lead of the whole thing. So let's use another flex in this case. Another thing I remember is let's just search saw and then let's see what comes up. I remember there's this like super saw stadium. There we go. Um, yeah, that sounds about right. Hmm. ADSR. No attack. Slightly lower release. High sustain. Hold and decay. Okay, yeah. No delay. Tiny little bit of reverb, I suppose. Limiter. Yeah, should be good. Hopefully. Hmm. Do we have any transpose? Hmm. Alright, you know what? I must start renaming stuff. So this is saw oct -1. And then let's just add a new one. So in this case, it will be flex again. Same stuff, but this time it's going to be the normal octaves. So just click on this thing and then we'll just go again saw. All, and then I wonder what super buzz sounds like. Not a fan of that. What about stack? And nah. Stadium? Yeah, stadium sounds best in this case. All right, good. So, oh boy. All right, let me type in the value. All right, there we go. So this is the melody part. So let's route it to number 30, just to crank the volume down. Release might be a little bit too slow for the saw thingy. All right, release way lower. Same thing over here. Release way lower. Attack extremely immediately start. No delays. Small tiny reverb. Yeah, should be good. All right. Yeah, sounds good. And then we just gonna start smacking in jingle bells on this thing. I don't know will it work or not, so let's see. Also, hit save, don't want to lose any progress. We're almost there. There we go. Now, right now, it sounds pretty dumb, but I believe once we have changed the rhythm, it should be fine. What if... Hmm. Hmm. All right. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Okay, that's a little bit jumpy right there, but I'll have that. Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy, a lot of jumpy notes right here. Oh wait, there we go. There we go. And then just the same thing, repeat. So I'm gonna just like, simply copy and paste. However, mm, all right. This might not sound good, but let's see. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Oh, what? Oh no, did I press it? Oh yeah, I pressed something wrong. There we go, okay. I might have way too many reverbs. One thing we can do is, instead of this, we can just like let it roll at 16, so wait, you know what, I can just yeah, that's more like it. And then I can just now I can mess with ADSR in this case. Alright, good. For this one, I'm just going to name bass attack, and then I'm going to say it's octave 0. Make a clone, throw it down. right now because this, okay, now the sub base has this like triplet chopping pattern, and then the attack base has this like rolling pattern. I would say it's reasonable for this one to have the long stringy pattern right now. So yeah. So in this case, this will just go here. That will be gone. This will be gone. This will go here. Yep. Ooh. Huh. Interesting. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. All right. Okay. Okay. From the looks of it. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, time to make them longer now. So just wee, and then just there we go. There we go. There we go. And then over here. And then this one just stretch out. And then this one goes over here. This one stretch out. Finally, these two goes here, and this one stretch out. There we go. So now we have this entire, it's almost something like string pattern-ish, but yeah, we have that. So something does not sound right. Hold on. Oh, but what just happened? Okay, that just went weird. Okay, my cursor just suddenly went all over the place. I have no idea what happened. Okay, this thing has no punch, so cymatics Diablo light. Hopefully that will fix that. Tiny bit. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that to show up. Oh! Alright, I'm taking that. I'm taking that. However, that might be a little bit too much. Okay. And then same thing over here. Ooh, yeah. Alright, we have that, we have that. Okay, good, good, good. So this is the classic clap. However, I love this clap. However, this snare over here is one of my favorites. So I'm going to amplify it just a little bit. And then there we go. Nice. And then it feels like no, oh no. There we go. All right, back to this. Now it feels like this thing should be way longer, so let's have that. Now it feels like that this thing should just roll over the whole thing first, and then we'll see what fits. So we have white noise hi-hat over there, my personal favorite. Not exactly everyone loves that, but whatever, if it works, it works. So over here I can say percussion hi-hat open. So I can just, there we go, because almost it's the same for everything. Like, and then we'll go. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too frequent. Let's go with that. There we go. Ah. Whoop. Whoop. All right. Another important stuff is the crash. So in this case, let's go with audio clip. Yep. In this case, let's look for the crash in this case. Packs, drum mode audio. Let's see. Cymbals. Oh, that might do. Nope. 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 Too classic. Nope. 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 6 and 7. I'm fighting it. You know what? Let's have both. Why not? So in this case, oh, you only have one. Fine. Let me clone this thing, and then I will pick another one. So in this case, Gen Crash 7. Now this one is 6. Okay, good. So let's put this thing up. This one will go to number 14. This one will be number 15. All right, there we go. So percussion crash. There we go. There we go. Wait, let me. Alright, might be. Okay, it could be the tail is a little bit too long. This is meant to have a short tail in this case. So, what I might able to do is to turn down the length and then. Oh, wait, no. Ah, yes, the out. I remember there's this like out thingy. Alright, sounds about good. Okay, next one. Fade out, length, take the half of it. Alright, let's see. Alright, I have an idea. This one. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now, and then, there we go. Yeah. Alright. Alright, we might need to distort it just a tiny bit. Oh, Lord. Alright, cool. Okay. octave. Alright, let's just say the octave one, like the extra octave one, has a slightly jumpier, interesting note. We're going to add extra notes. There we go. Alright, you know what? Other than that, I'm going to add an electric guitar on that thing. Just a saw is not enough. So let's go. Now, apparently... Oh. Did I just add the wrong stuff? Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. We were so close to death. Alright, there we go. Alright. As we all know, there is no stock plugins for guitars or rock guitars. So, one good thing we have is microorganism, which is this thing. Now the problem is, how can we add more distortion to this thing? That was a game changer. Oh. Hey, that's what that's actually what you're gonna hear when someone is snoring. You just go. All right. All right, time to distort this thing. Since we already have number 30, let's send this thing to number 31. So in this case, let's just take a look at this, number 31. There we go. First thing that we can add is this. Very strong. Good, I like that. Next thing, reverb. Not a little bit, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's make this a big arena thingy, so the size, let's crank that up. Okay, distortion might be a little bit too much, so let's... Yeah, halfway down. I like some of its original timbre we have. Alright, that should be good from the looks of it. Alright, now... Now it feels like now we have to fight in between. Either we're going to let the lower octave to be the electric guitar or the higher octave be the saw. But it feels like letting the lower octave be the guitar should be more suitable than that, because the saw in this case, it's more suitable to get the high end in this case, as I would say. So I'll just cut this thing and then I'll just paste it right here. Good, good, good. I might be wrong. You know what? Let's compare both results. So let me just put this thing back to the patcher. And then take this thing, put it over here. Not exactly what I meant, but okay, there we go. boy. Now, here's a hard part. In flex, there are some instruments cannot play chords. They can only play one note. That makes it really hard to deal with it. And I would say, for now, it is better to like stack them or whatsoever. So, okay. If I were to clone this, I hope I get to have the exact same structure. Oh. Heck yeah, let's go. Alright, so I'm routing that to number 32, but I'm putting it back to 31. So side by side should be good. So one of them will take care the lower octave. So I'm just going to call this oct 0. This one over here, I will call it oct 1. Nah, need the space in between. There we go. So in this case, I'll just come over here. I'll cut it, put it right here. There we go. Yeah, close enough. Yeah. And then, okay, I got it. Oh Lord. You know what? Since they're just in different octaves, I'll just have. Wait, no. Alright, I'll do the same thing. First thing first, I will reverb it just a tiny bit. And then we will distort it also a tiny bit. And then we want the high end, like whatever, just a little bit. Huge size, extreme bass, I guess. Decay slightly longer. We want that to stay a little bit longer, I would say. Should be good, I suppose. So it feels like at this point the lower end should not have that much reverb, so I'll just delete that. There we go. So this is the lower octave. Oh, too loud, too loud. Okay. Oh Lord, I should have turned that down. Sorry guys. And then we would just need to clone this one. And then we take this thing, right? And then we will just cut it and then give it to the guitar. There you go. So now all three of them will play together. Now, at this point, my personal favorite would be something like adding a few cherries on top. The first thing I'm gonna go for is Dream Piano in Flex again. Like, oh boy, like before we have Flex, we have to hunt for different VSDs, for different instruments. But once Flex is here, you can almost find any sound you need from this large. What is something bigger than a library? I don't know. But yeah, you know what I mean. Whoop. Dream Piano. Wait, what does Dream Pack sounds like? Wait. Mm. Oh, interesting. Sounds. Wait. Yeah, Dream Piano. Yep, there we go. And then it's time to add stuff. So, let's do this compare. Oh, not compass. Compare. There we go. All right. There we go. Yeah, that will do. Okay. Okay, let's just make sure that the people can hear the pianos first. Uh, 23. Alright, I think the chorus is now ready. Now the new problem becomes, what about the verse? So let's do that right now. How much time? Oh boy, it's 9 p. Oh boy. I have to speed run this thing. Let's go. Alright. Alright, and then, yeah, okay. In this case, I'm just going to rename this as T is now chorus. This one I'm going to rename it as T is chorus. App. This one is also T is now chorus. There we go. So now I can have male, guitar, T is now verse. we go. There we go. Now time to add some funny notes in there. Base attacked. Time is now verse. that's too high. Oh, that's good. Okay. Um, we need more than that. Alright, there we go. Hmm. Hmm. Here we go. There we go. There we go. And then we'll just duplicate the whole thing, and then we'll just change some of the notes. All right. And then we will have one over here. But I'm thinking, what if we have a 5-2-1 progression? Let's see what we will have. Alright, let's see. Percussion build. for now, I'm just going to type snare as number 16. Number 16. I pressed the wrong button. No. No. Hit save. There we go. Not save as. There we go. Now at this point, we're just going to grab some of the impact samples. In this case, you always know I always use Odyssey impacts in this case, so let's just go. Whoop. This may take a while for me to grab it. Let's see. Oh, that will give me it. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see. Where is factory? Up there we go. Let's go with. Yep. I think I found. Excuse me. I think I found it. There we go. Number 1, number 8, and number 9. Drag it all over here. And there we have it. Now this also means that I will also need to use, if I were to, yeah, that should work. Or wait, wait, no. Take a look. There we go. All right, and then there we go. Now we can like just simply cut this thing, so we'll just need the bar instead. Whoop. There we go. Good. Just in this case, we will be using this and that. So in this case, since we have our snare at number 16, obviously enough, this will be 17. And then type 18. And perfectly 19. That's squished perfectly well. So let me go here. And then let me just put all of these here. There we go. Now in this case, most of the time they are not strong enough. So in this case, I just need to like full blast them with the correct thing. Alright, hopefully that's good enough. Alright. Okay, they still need stuff. Close enough, yeah. Wait, there we go. Oh, wait. Okay. There we go. Alright, good. There we go. And then we will just scale this thing down. Pop, pop, pop. Top, top, da da da. Yep, a little bit disoriented at the moment, but we will fix it right now. Here we go. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. I'm just thinking, like, what else can we add? Oh wait, I think I know what I can add. One of my favorites. In this case, it should be as simple as just a sine wave. Vital. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's just as simple as a sine wave. And for those who know me long enough, you definitely know what I'm going to add because wait. Sounds right. Okay. Okay. So let's go. In this case, you definitely know the moment when the sine wave pop up, two things can happen. No, wait, three things. Either I'm going to a sub base, which we already have that right here already, which is not the case. Second thing is we are going for the bell or the cherry on top thingy. I'll add that to the list. However, the third thing that you can think of is Morse code. So in this case, let me just drag this thing right over here. And of course, obvious enough, I'm just going to write Merry Christmas 2024 on this thing. Obvious enough. And okay, time to well, at this point, I'm going to challenge myself not to look it up on Google or Wikipedia and then try to like Morse code this thing. So let's go. That is M, and then we need an E. So I wonder if this is a little bit too fast or just good. Yeah, seems good. All right, so that's an E. We need an R, and then another R, and then a Y. There we go. So in this case over here, we have Merry, and then the next thing is Christmas. So we have 5, 6, 7. Yeah. If you want to have a space in between words, that is 7 spaces. Nope. C, and then H, I, wait, CHRO. Yep, I need an R in this case. CHRIS, and then a T, and then MA, and then S. And then 20, so that is and then 1, 2, 3, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, excuse me, and then we have this one, and then we have, oh, no, 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 okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. So that's the whole message. Merry Christmas 2024. Let's have a listen. So there we go. Now we have two choices. Either we can let this thing stay like this, or we can make it harder to detect by adding melody to it. But let's see what we have at the moment. You know what? I think we can add melody to it. So let's go. Hmm. Hmm. Here we go. 1, 7, 5, 3, 2. There we go. I'm aiming for the pentatonic scale over here. One, 2, 3, 5, 6. Over here I can go for 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, which is one of my personal favorites. And then there we go, let's go. Let's go! I'm vibing. 파도루 파도루 하시네 소리여 風のように月見原をパドルパドル Alright, I think we are pretty cooked right now. I think we're pretty cooked right now. Now we can actually start arranging the whole OST. Oh no. Let me clone this thing and I'm going to call this thing OST. Let's go. Let me just select everything and then just duplicate it. So now we have period 1, period 2, and then afterwards we have period 3 and period 4. But for now, let's just focus on the 4 periods in this case. So there we go. And then finally, the final chorus. So assume that the final chorus will have all of these beats, but soon I'll remove the necessary. There we go. There we go. And then duplicate this. Let me hit save. And then in this case, we only have, let's not have that. And then let's only have this. Yeah. All right. And then you want that big stuff. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that's for the big chorus. In this case, I can actually. Oh wait, no. Yeah, there we go. So there goes Morse code. In this case, let's not introduce. Yeah, let's have that. Okay. Morse code. Okay, let's have this and then that. Okay, and then we will introduce this. All right, to some extent. Okay, we'll see. So, all right, let's have a listen. Wait. Let's go. Let's go. Morse code. Throw in the Morse code. Or should I? Oh boy. Eh. Like at this point, we can actually just like, I'm going to use my personal favorite. Like, if you listen to some of my tracks before, which is like we have Rise, we have Miyasota's Flame. You always know that I like to do something like, hee hee, this is a little cute chiptune. No, it's actually something epic. I'm, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm going to gaslight everyone, but in a good way. Let's go. uh, Vital. Let's go. So in this case, we will be needing a square wave. The just in case, my personal favorite. So getting the square wave. Right, there we go. Alrighty. So once I cross that thing out, and then I'm going to add a new pattern. So in this case, this will be used for both the opening and outro. Yeah, so we have that. In this case, I just want to be a little bit cute and simple, so it should not sound as epic as the rest what we have made. No. Okay. The 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 and then the the and then there we go. And then we have okay, so technically speaking, I'm kind of wrong over here because this is actually the chorus. So this thing should actually be here. There we go. Yep, that thing should be the chorus. Wait a second. Ah, yes. There we go. And then basically, you know what? Hmm. Everything over here seems pretty basic so far, so I'm just going to like copy it and then paste it right there, and then I'm just going to stupidify it. So in this case, I'm just going to take away the fun notes. Hoop, 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 hoop. And then just do 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 do. There we go. There we go. There we go. Like, I know this part is the boring part, but we're going to gaslight them. Um, and then do the same thing. Hmm. Well, let's see. And then we'll just go. There we go. Yep, and then the same thing again. There we go. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. All right. Looks good. Yeah. Okay. Um. Go. There we go. And then we'll just push that over there. And then right there. There we go. So. Wait, it feels like. Huh. Hmm. Ooh. Hmm. Wee. And then this part will go here. Ooh, that is some sneaky. Oh boy. I, hmm. then the last one is just easy. Just there we go. There we go. All right, so the base is technically now done. Now the little sprinkle parts. Go. And this is a little bit like call and respond. This is like call and respond. Like this one over here is a call. This one over here is like a respond. So yeah. And then this one up. This one up. And then whoop. Hmm. Mm, that does not. And also, whoop, there we go. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Let's see. Hmm. Let's see. Uh. Oh. Huh. Nah. You know what? Sometimes, sometimes let's have an octave. Why not? And then the big ending will be something like. There we go. So the whole thing should sound cozy as heck. Let's go. Maybe I should have let them have one bar instead. So. Alright, so now we have that. Now we're just gonna gaslight people. There we go. And then what we can do is we'll just start chopping stuff. Whoosha. There we go. And then we just go this one at the front, this one at the back. Alright, there we go. Let's see what will we have. Now before that, we also need to tell people, hey, there's actually something hiding. So, yeah, let's see. All right, after 3 hours of streaming, it's now 10:44. I still have 2 hours left to make the video and smack it on YouTube, and everyone can listen to it. Let's go. chorus. Let's go. Now it kind of feels like, yeah, I should have lost two bars instead. Or, hmm, there we go. Yep, there we go. Nice. So there we have it. All right. So now I have to like start making the video and then upload it onto YouTube. So yeah. Oh boy. After 3 hours, this is what we have. Well, for those who has been watching this to the very end, thanks for watching. When will I stream again? I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, most importantly, everyone, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2024. 2024 is at the end, and 2025 is coming. So yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Alright, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Bye-bye. Oh wait, quick stuff. Before that, I will try my best to make the music video available today before 12. Like just open up YouTube and then just look for us, which is this one over here. Just look it up. I will race against the clock right now, like off stream. So yeah, keep an eye on that. So yeah. Oh, notifications. I can take a look at that afterwards. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.